My name is Chris Murray, and the story you're about to hear is taken from some of the 200 hours of recorded interviews I conducted while doing research for my book, Unusual Punishment. In this story, Jim Harvey, Associate Superintendent for Custody at the Washington State Penitentiary at the time of the incident, describes a hostage rescue on New Year's Eve Day, 1974.
We had some intelligence that something was going to come down, but we didn't know where at or what particular time. They were going to take the whole group of administrative staff, which was Bob Ray, Bob Freeman, myself, and there was some other staff there. I think the education director was there, and the associate of treatment was there. Jim Cummings was there. And they requested a meeting inside the institution that day. Usually it's someplace else where we have quick access to the outside in case something comes down. And we were up in the education building that day. And I asked Mr. Ray, I said, why the name of God we have it up here? I said, things can happen and we lose control real fast. He said, well, we have to give them to him once in a while. So I went along with it, but the shift lieutenant was Al Thompson that day. And I told Al, I said, Al, I have a bad feeling. I said, I want you to be on the alert out there in the population. I want your people to be on the alert. If you see anything whatsoever that don't look right, and you get the uneasy feeling too, let me know. Well, they did it very simultaneously. They took 8-wing control. They took the hospital control. Al Thompson, the shift lieutenant, came up and motioned for me while we were right in the middle of the meeting. I went to the door and said, Jim, something's coming down. He said, I can't get a hold of 8-wing. I said, something's wrong. I then told Mr. Ray, I said, Mr. Ray, there's something going on. I said, we better get out of here, we better get out right now. He automatically canceled the meeting, the inmates tried to argue him out of it, and he said, no, we're leaving. Lieutenant Thompson had the gates on both sides of the control room, one would come up the sidewalk, the breezeway from 7 8 wing, right with Big Ray. He had that locked. He had the one to the recreation lock, and he also had the one going down the breezeway toward the Blood Alley in the hospital. He had that locked. Well, when we exited the education building, there was inmates just jammed up, hundreds of them, on all these gates. Well, Mr. Ray and I and all the other staff, we went out the front, out to the administration building, but I stayed behind. I walked over the gate going to the hospital, it didn't open, and they were throwing drugs and whatever they get out of the third floor of the hospital down to the inmates who were coming off 6-wing breezeway. And by that time, Mr. Ray hollered and told me to go out front. When I went out front, he said, we better see if we can get control. Well, the sergeant was there who was in control of the SWAT team. I told him to assemble his men right now and get weapons and everything when we were going in. Well, we went along one tower, went into the hospital, and we took floor by floor. We got to the third floor, we looked into the nurse's station. It's all enclosed in glass. Atterbury had one nurse for the throat, and he had a large knife in his hand. And the other inmate was standing around, but he was shouting and screaming. The sergeant looked at me and said, what shall we do? I said, smash that window, let's get to her right now. And then Atterbury pulled her down into a corner. At the same time, we were breaking through the glass right at the head of the stairs. Sent another group of officers and we started around into the doorway, and then they came in from the opposite direction. And there was a Dutch door in the area where Atterbury and the nurses were. At that time, he looked up as we started breaking the window and he started stabbing. Well, he started stabbing with his right hand, he hit the nurse in the right bicep, or his left bicep rather. He stabbed her a couple, 3, 4. And by that time, while we had broken in the window, the sergeant and the officer came across the Dutch door and we had Atterbury and the other inmate in our custody right away. We took them out, handcuffed them, restrained them there. And the other inmates seen us with weapons and that, and they started dispersing. And then we proceeded to go through the process of getting back 8-wing. I think they took 3 or 4 officers and took them down the shower, which is at the very back, and locked them in the shower room. And they were going to rape Al Ramos and a couple others. Well, they had a spokesman show up the breezeway. And if I remember right, his name was Ed Bideway. He came up the breezeway and told me what they were doing, so on and so forth. Well, I made a statement that day, and I had to live up to it, or else die trying. I said, we're coming in that cell block, and if there's anyone hurt, God help the ones that hurt the officers, and we're going to come in shooting. And I said, I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Byway, you're going to be the one. I named off several other inmates who I knew was there as leaders. And I said, we're coming in one way or the other. Ed Byway went back to 8 Wing. He stood up on that and was hollering over the inmate population, all the noise and that. He finally got their attention. They told him when I had said I was coming in, I was going to come in shooting. I think probably about 15 minutes later, here come the officers up the breezeway, and he was behind them, by the way, and some other inmate leaders were behind them, escorting them up so nothing was hurt. We got the officers back probably within an hour, hour and a half after the riot had first started.